Before I begin the video, I would just like to address the tension in Europe that has manifested in the last couple of days. As you are probably aware, Russia's recent invasion of Ukraine has sent shockwaves not just through Europe, but the entire world. Though it is easy to condemn Putin's actions and his reasons for invading, it is the Ukrainian people who are truly suffering. In the description below, I will leave links to a bevy of trusted charities for you to donate to that will pass that support on to the people that need it during this difficult time. Do not, however, think this is compulsory. Just through commenting on this video, you can show that you care, but I highly urge that you consider donating if that is in fact an option. I apologise on beginning the video with such a solemn note, but I think it is important to acknowledge that our thoughts and prayers are in fact with the Ukrainian citizens. Thank you for listening and enjoy the video. Mr. DeMille, she's ready for our close-up. If you are cultured, then you will know what film that is from. Hey guys, it is me, Livestock, back again with another reaction, and we are back with Stories of Sodor. This time we are on Dieselisation. So last episode I was a little bit split on it, but I thought it was good. I thought generally there were more positives than negatives. I feel last episode, like the actual technical side of Victor's series is getting so much better, and I could so see that in that last episode. But my biggest gripe with it was that it kind of felt like it was a bit of deja vu from his earlier seasons, where he basically copied and pasted Tug's episode storylines and just did them with Thomas characters, which I was a little bit ambivalent to liking that episode kind of when I first watched it, but I think now that I've let the opinions kind of sit a bit, I think there are definitely more positives in that last episode than negatives, because because he's certainly not that kind of person anymore. He certainly does make much more original content, and I think the way he did it is much more original than how he originally did it in like season 1. So I think you can see. I think so. Really, it was almost like a test in a way. It was like Victor Tanzig's test. So but anyway, moving on to the next episode. This is the penultimate episode of season 4, part 2, which is entitled, as I mentioned, Dieselisation. You can probably tell what it's about. We've already had an episode on modernization, which was actually that was season 4, part 1, I think. So be interesting getting back into there. I'm looking forward to this episode. As always, I do hope you guys are as well. Drop the video a like if you enjoy. But before we start this video, I would like to stress something. I'm sure we are all heartbroken about what is going on in Ukraine at the moment. The Russian invasion has shook us all. I will send links in the description. I will send links to charities which you can donate to the Ukrainian people and anyone else that is suffering during this time. And honestly, I'm trying to do my part here. And that way is through, obviously, by spreading awareness with those charities in the description, but also by increasing morale. Entertainment is a very good way of increasing morale. So please let me know if you are entertained by this content, because I want to know that I'm helping. I really want to know that, obviously I'm not there fighting and I'm not there suffering, but I would like to try and do my part. So ladies and gentlemen, Stories of Sodor Dieselisation. This is for you. This is for the people of Ukraine.
The train, for its type, is the most powerful vehicle on land. And the engines of Sodor are the power behind the docks, industries and branch lines that make up the world-renowned Northwestern Railway. These are the stories of Sodor.
I need to bring a water bottle into every reaction I do, because my throat does get a bit dry. Have I mentioned that this theme song is awesome yet? Okay, we're just going to make the screen a little bit bigger. Same. There we go. See my face and my dog's face. Dieselisation.
By 1964, the dieselisation of British railways was in full swing. I once said this began sensibly enough with the pilot scheme. What I didn't mention is that's where it ended. I'll spare you the details, otherwise we'll be here all day, but to give you some idea how flawed its implementation was.
So from left to right, I'm guessing. I think that's a is that a warship? It can't be. Like the next one next to it's like a class 25, I think. I'm actually I don't know as much as I thought.
Some of the diesels produced during this time were actually withdrawn in favour of the steamies they were meant to replace. However, I would be lying if I said they were all duds. Some performed exceptionally well, but it really did feel like a lottery whether BR would create a useful unit or not. This, coupled with our past experience, is why we were less than enthusiastic to learn more would be coming to the northwestern region. The first was a faceless 08 that took over as the new station pilot for Barrow. Yes, it seems Dr. Beeching wanted to restructure its entire workforce. Needless to say, Sheffield was not happy about being replaced, but perked up when he was sent to the Waterton branch. Next to arrive was a Class 17 named Derek, a jolly and enthusiastic chap. He worked on the Farquhar branch for a time. I say for a time because it was no secret his class was infamous for breaking down. This happened frequently, especially when trying to climb hills. So the Fat Controller also assigned him to the Waterton branch since it was relatively level. The main line received a new addition in the form of a Class 46 named Francis, and he was a force to be reckoned with. Fast, reliable, sturdy, he was everything British Railways wanted of its diesels. Unfortunately, he had an awful personality. He balked at shunting, despised goods work, and gloated about his performance every chance he got. Then there was the 07 assigned to our line. His name was Salty, and I'm pleased to say he was exceptional. Before arriving on Sodor, he worked at Southampton Docks, one of the largest and busiest ports in the country, so it was child's play for him to keep Brandon shipshape. As a bonus, he had no technical issues and was truly a delightful fellow. In fact, I'm convinced he must have been a pirate in another life. What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor early in the morning? Put him in the longboat until he's sober? More like the brig. There isn't a captain alive who would tolerate a sailor being drunk at his post. He also wouldn't tolerate a crewman fraternizing with the local ladies. I'll bet that's tougher to control. By oath, matey. Every time a ship made port at Southampton, there was always a spike in pregnancies 9 months later. Yeah.
It does make me wonder where Salty gets this knowledge. Like, I'm not sure if it is going to be explained, but I would find it funny if it was explained how Salty is actually able to learn the knowledge. You know, maybe that's how he got his pirate.
Yeah, that happens here too. You reckon they ever think about what might happen after a night of shagging? I once asked a sailor that exact question. He flat out said no. So I pressed further and asked, then why do it? He said, because it's fun, and I'm a sucker for a pretty face. I know the feeling. What? You're looking mighty cheerful today, Bruce. I've got a lot to be cheerful about, Salty. Fellas, I'm in love.
What?
Oh, yeah? What's his name? Derek? You mean that bloke with teething problems? Don't you mean toothache? All right, so I misheard, and not for the first time. Are you really in love with him? No, you dummy. I'm in a new diesel at Wellsworth.
Okay. That was a lot to process in 20 seconds, I'm not going to lie. For a second,
she'll be running commuter trains on the main line. We got chatting and I could tell she likes me. Are you sure she isn't Gaga? The only one who was Gaga was me. She sounds like a mighty fine lass, me hearty. What's her name?
Daisy?
Hello there, darlings. I'm Daisy.
Okay, I saw her in the thumbnail.
Welcome to Sodor. I'm Toby. This is Percy. Hi there. Nice to meet you. Are you one of those diesel rail cars?
Tell you what, though, I do kind of ship Diesel and Iris though from Wild Nor'Westers series. I kind of ship them.
Oh, certainly am. I wager you've never seen the likes of me before. No, I haven't. Let alone one with makeup. It's not makeup, darling. It's paint. I was featured in a magazine article recently touting the merits of dieselization. I had to look presentable. I see. Well, how was your trip here? Lovely. This island is beautiful, but this shed is dreadful.
The whole Daisy wearing makeup thing is something that just doesn't need to be questioned. It's one of the things about Thomas where you just need to suspend your disbelief with stuff like that.
Really smelly, and whatever is that rubbish? Are you talking about us? I most certainly am. Good gracious! Shouldn't you be gathering cobwebs in a museum? Well, bust my buffers!
Those
We won't
models have
sit here and
changed.
be insulted, will we, Annie? No, Clarabelle, and certainly not from some dolled-up trollop. Trollop!
Ooh.
How dare you talk to me like that?
Ooh.
One word at a time, love. That's
Cat
how we
fight?
dare. All right. Settle down, ladies. There's no need for us to get off on the wrong foot. The only thing wrong here, Toby, is British Railways keeping such relics in service. I'll have you know, Annie and Clarabelle have been invaluable to our branch line and the whole island. I wasn't just talking about them. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll be on my way. All this stress and smells is bad for my swerves. Unbelievable.
Where have I heard
I
that
know.
before?
What is it with these new diesels thinking they're so much better? It's not all of them, Percy. Derek never said he was superior. He couldn't, not with that dodgy motor. But he was certainly a lot more pleasant. How's he going
Wow.
on the Warton branch anyway? It's been a while
Wow.
since I've been over there. Do you really want to know?
No, poor guy.
Fizzling fireboxes, Derek. Can't you go half a mile without frying your engine? I'm sorry, I'm doing my best. If this is your best, you're better off not trying. Oh, lay off, you two. No, Duck, this is exactly what we had to put up with back on the Halzoan. These useless spam cans came swanning in, so proud, so cocksure, only to fall flat on their faces and needing us to save them. Aye, these tin pots are destroying the network and taking jobs away from proper engines. What exactly is a proper engine, Sheffield? How long have you been there, Sir Topham? Long enough. As much as I hate to repeat myself,
I love how
I shall
flatly he
talk to
says
you
that. It's
later.
like, okay, how long have you been there?
I
love how
both of
flatly
you.
he says
In the
that.
meantime, I've come to see how construction's going. I understand we're behind schedule. Yes, sir. All because of me. No, Derek, it's not all because of you. But it is clear you are underperforming here. Since your engine can't take the strain of branch line duties or works trains, that really only leaves shunting. We'll try this out and see what happens. Oh, thank you, sir. I really appreciate everything you've done for me. I'm so used to controllers fobbing me off at the first sign of trouble, I didn't think there were any good ones out there. I'm only good so long as you don't get on my bad side. After you've cooled down, I want you to head over to Napford and look for Samantha. She'll be expecting you. Duck, would you please tow Derek back to Tidmouth? Yes,
I love the characterization of Topham in this series. I'm not gonna lie, because it's certainly there's because he's strict, certainly, but at the same time he still has that kind of gentle fatherly nature about him, and he's also got humor as well. Like, honestly, I think if I had to choose, like, it's the perfect characterization of the Fat Controller. Like, if you wanted to see him put in a real life scenario, then this is how you do it, I feel.
sir. Right away, sir. As for you two, but you said it's later now.
Oh god, you're introduced to that joke in Beaching, and it's not
Look
going to
at
get old.
me. I'm the
Anytime
latest
soon,
diesel.
anyway.
Highly sprung and right up to date. You won't want bumpy old coaches like Annie and Clarabelle after experiencing me. I can believe that. Well, hello there, darling. I'm Daisy. Who might you be? Oi, Frank, I've got a bone to pick with you. Frankie, are you deaf?
Hello. So actually, you know, come here. Hang on. So I was rudely interrupted by this one wanting to come in. So this is my other dog. He's decided to join me for this reaction. Unfortunately, he's a bit too big to come on the sofa, but and a bit old as well. But you know, thought I might give him a bit of spotlight, especially since that is very unfortunate timing.
I'm talking to you. My name is Francis. Francis. Not Frank. Not Frankie.
That's an Oliver and Company reference. Yes, Victor. Yes, Victor. I love that film. I love Oliver and Company.
Francis. Excuse me, Francis. Next time you decide to throw a hissy fit overtaking a
kidding,
goods train, do it away
Francis.
from engines who are trying to sleep. Here. Your reaction was utterly juvenile. Well, it's incredibly degrading that an engine of my stature is forced to pull dirty trucks from dirty sidings. It would ruin my image. Your face already did that.
dirty
My,
sidings.
aren't you a
Ugh.
vulgar specimen? Nobody's talking to you, strumpet. Phew, I rest my case. It is absolutely intolerable. I shouldn't have to work under...
Jesus Christ. Jesus. If you don't, do I need to explain? Do I need to explain what strumpet means? Do I need to explain it?
These conditions? I broke the express record from London to Edinburgh after all. That doesn't mean you're exempt from doing the work assigned to you. Have I not done any of the jobs assigned to me? No, but you constantly complain about it. I was very much like you back in my youth. I whined whenever I had to do anything that didn't involve pulling coaches. This put me at odds with everyone. Don't make my mistake. Don't worry, Gordon. I'll never throw myself into a ditch to avoid work. That never happened. Most events in the Railway series are purely fictional, if you say so. Oh, James, I have some information you may find interesting. That goods train I had my hissy fit over contained a large consignment of bootlaces. Blow out your radiator, spam can. Goodness me, are all steamies like that? Based on my experience, yes. Everywhere I've been in Britain, they've given me naught but contempt. Since you asked that question, can I assume you're fresh out of the works? You can. This is my first assignment. I'm keen to do a good job, but I'm concerned these steamies will affect my performance. Don't worry about that, my dear. I've been in service for several years now and have carried tens of thousands of passengers. Follow my lead and you won't go wrong. I wish I could say his advice ended in disaster, but it didn't. Frances taught the railcar well. She quickly settled into her new position and provided commuters with a safe, comfortable and timely ride. They complimented her for her performance, which started to go to her head. Encouraged by Frances, she became just as insufferable as the Class 46. This disruptive duo antagonized many others.
Hang on a minute. Is Francis a class? I thought he was a Class 40, not Class 46.
Including Derek. The Class 17 did relatively well as a shunter. He followed instructions and was eager to please, but his motor kept acting up. Sometimes when it was close to overheating, he had to stop and let it cool. This caused a handful of delays, and he was blamed for it. Francis was particularly harsh on him, referring to the poor chap as a failure and an embarrassment. This drew Henry's wrath, and our number 3 became Derek's strongest advocate, which he very much appreciated. Things remained tense between the...
Make that a meme. Make that a meme. Draw Henry's wrath.
Steamies and diesels before finally coming to a head the day Francis broke the express record to Barrow.
Where's Pip and Emma when you need them?
Sometimes it really is hard being such a large and splendid engine. One does have to keep up appearances. Oh, pipe down, fat face. Now, Gordon, no need to be sore. Someone was bound to break your record. Yes, but why did it have to be you? Because I'm better. You're not better than anyone, Frank. My name is Francis, you failure. Back off, spam can. I don't get how you can defend this tin pot, Henry. James, it's not his fault he was built with a dodgy motor.
Yeah, because Henry had a very similar situation, so it's very apt that he's defending him.
Nobody should develop some stamina. We take our trains on a single cylinder if we have to, whereas they just move for a fitter when the going gets tough. At least we can be repaired in a fraction of the time and at very little cost. There's more to being a proper engine than being economical. It takes dedication, humility, and fortitude. Gordon, I'm a record holder. There's nothing wrong with my dedication, but there's plenty wrong with your attitude. I'm the one with a problematic attitude. Once an engine attached to a train was afraid of a few drops of rain. Ugh, your ignorance is astounding. No, it's disgraceful, disgusting, despicable, No! We mean, no need for us to interrupt you, Sir Topham. What were you going to say? Disruptive. That's what this steamy versus diesel nonsense is becoming. I should have stepped in sooner, but I thought you were mature enough.
My headphones nearly fell off. That's so funny. Oh, my headphones nearly fell off. That's so funny. Oh, that's brilliant. That is brilliant. Oh, the running jokes in Stories of Sodor are the most incredible, are the best things since sliced bread. Oh my god. Oh, that had me howling. Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. No!
To come to your senses. Clearly I was wrong. Well, this ends now. No. I hope that means you'll tell these kettles to stop patronizing us, or that you'll tell these spam cans to shut it. I will do neither. Listen closely, because I'm only going to say this once. You are all equals. Nobody is superior. Nobody is inferior. I don't care if an engine is faster, stronger, or more efficient. I care whether they work hard. So far, everyone here has, but your attitude needs to change. You need to stop antagonizing each other. Stop picking fights, stop bickering, and stop boasting. I'm not asking you all to become friends. I'm asking you to be cordial and cooperate when necessary.
That's a kind of, because it's always been like in the original series. It was always like it was almost like it's almost going for like a calling all engines kind of message here. But it's doing it in a more kind of more mature, more realistic way, I feel. So this is a better version of calling all engines, is what this episode is.
If not for yourselves, then for the good of the railway. I trust I've made myself clear and we don't have to have this conversation again. And if we do, I will be forced to make other arrangements.
I will talk to you later.
That's what he said? Other arrangements? Crikey. Why? What does that mean? It means you cock up again, you'll be sent packing or given a real nasty job. So don't push it. I'm not the one pushing anything. Those wretched steamies are to blame. Oi, those wretched steamies are my friends. And I can't for the life of me figure out why. They've been...
There's something so wholesome about Diesel, like someone who used to be in that kind of boastful situation. Stand up for the steam engines. It's so wholesome for some reason.
Nothing but horrid to myself, Francis, and Derek. You haven't really given them a reason to like you. Highly sprung and right up to date. Come on. And yeah, their bean gets to Derek, but so's Frank. You really should back away from that tosser. That tosser is my friend, and I won't have you slander him. So you're okay with him calling Derek a failure? Well, no. Then tell him to bugger off. You tell off your friends that easily? Yeah, I would. And I know they'd do the same to me if I stepped out of line. That's why they're my friends. You couldn't ask to be mates with a better group. Even if I believe that, I don't know if they would be receptive. They would. You just need to prove it. Haven't I done that enough with my excellent conduct and performance? You would have if you didn't keep banging on about it. The lads like an engine that works hard and quietly. And try complimenting them when they do a good job. And just like that, they'll come around. It'll take a while, especially if you spend ages being their enemy. But if you keep at it, they'll warm up to you. When that happens, you'll wonder how you ever got by without them. All right, I'll think about it. Thank you, Bruce. Anything for you, Daisy.
I love Daisy's theme. But I do find it very good coming from. I do find it very good that advice is coming from Diesel. It's that it bears re-emphasizing that the expressive nature, the expressions on these characters, literally, it's so clever. It's so clever how Victor uses these kind of silent moments, because he uses the expressive of the faces to just kind of show their emotions. It's so freaking clever, man. I love this. I just love this series so freaking much. Talk to the ass, girlfriend. It's got such an underrated score, Bullseyes. It's one of, I'd say, just from the experimentation of new music genres, like with that Spanish music, it's one of Mike O'Donnell and Junior Campbell's best scores, I reckon, for an episode. It's so
Come
underrated.
on, Daisy, you might as well tell him, but he'll laugh at me. Hang about. Is there livestock on the line? How did you know that? I recognise the look. It's the same one Henry and Gordon had the time they failed to shoo away a cow. That story is true. Aye, and it's happened to all of us at one time or another. After the embarrassment wears off, we tend to laugh about it. So you don't need to worry about the rest of us giving you a hard time. We understand that cows, sheep and the like can be very stubborn. This is neither a cow nor a sheep. It's a bull. In that case, they'll call in the expert. You rang? Toby? Oh, don't look so surprised, Daisy. I've been wrangling livestock since before these very rails were built. You were able to corral that beast? Aye, nothing to it. Really? Do you think you could teach me how to do that? Of course. I always like teaching new things to others. Thank you, Toby. And thank you, James, for not mocking me. You're welcome. And I'm sorry for calling you a strumpet. That was horrible. Not to worry, darling.
Yes.
I shouldn't have provoked you first. Well, I'd best be underway. I'm late enough as it is. I also need... Hold up, James. Don't move. Why? What's wrong? Your what has jammed? My reversing gear, which is ironically stuck on reverse. I won't be able to move forward until it's repaired. Of course I can't take my next train in this condition. Can you cover for me? Is it coaches or trucks? Trucks. Plur! I won't go!
Plur.
Fine, but remember what I told you about Sir Tom's other arrangements?
Plur.
Oh, all right, I'll
That
do
noise.
it. But under protest, that's to be expected.
Why is Percy's theme playing? Look at the rails. Look at the rails glitching. That was so funny. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, Karma's a bitch. Karma is a bitch. Sorry. Not an actual bitch, but look at this. Jesus Christ. Karma is a fucking bitch.
Get me out! Get me out! Not a hope. You're stuck. Shut up! Shut up! This
so
isn't
good.
funny! Yes, it is!
That's a track
It
reference,
is
I think.
true what they say. Laughter is the best medicine. And for the record, I give that dive a 3. No, on second thoughts, a 2. Ooh! This is a sight to behold. What's the situation, Chief? Jam reversing gear, failed injector, an overheated motor, and a flooded one. How did you land in the ditch, Francis? Can I first ask why there's a line leading into it? The ground submerged while they were laying the track, and it wasn't worth raising it. Years of subsequent rainfall caused the ditch to form. Now answer Sir Tobin's question. I wasn't concentrating. When the table stopped turning, I assumed I was on the right track, and off I went. Why did the table stop there? Because Flanagan was its operator, sir. That drunk? Indeed, and he was 4 sheets to the wind, Sir Topham. Well, he'll now have the opportunity to spend his days getting soused in the comfort of his own home.
I've just realised Salty's talk about drinking on the job was such foreshadowing.
And Derek, broken down again. I overdid it, sir. I'm sorry. Like I've been saying all along, you're a failure. He is not a failure, Francis. Excuse me. You heard me. Stop insulting him for something that's beyond his control. At least he wasn't silly enough to roll into a ditch. That wasn't my fault. You just said you weren't concentrating.
Oh, no.
So yes, it was.
Why did I
You're
do
as
that?
much to blame
I
as
didn't-
Flanagan. I also heard about your little hissy fit beforehand. Coupled with your
Hissy
contemptuous
fit.
words to Derek, I now realise nothing I said last night has sunk in. As soon as you're repaired, I'm going to ask for your immediate reassignment. That would be for the best, Sir Topham. There's no place for me here. I appreciate your understanding. And Daisy, in the interest of transparency, you should know I was considering putting in a similar request for you. I understand, sir. My behaviour has been rather atrocious. Indeed.
It's
However,
atrocious.
Mickey told me you helped him bank James and Derek here, so I've decided to give you another chance. Oh, thank you, sir. You won't regret this. I promise to work hard. Toby says he'll help me. Excellent. Whatever Toby doesn't know about railway life isn't worth knowing. I wish I knew what we could do for you, Derek. There is something, Sir Topham. The lads have been poring over Derek's blueprints. They think they might have found a way to properly fix him. No offence, Chief, but I've heard that before. Have faith, Derek. These men are the best in the industry. A lot happened following that shambolic day. Francis was transferred off the island and ran express trains throughout the surrounding region. This meant he was a semi-regular sight at Barrow, and on occasion he would directly deliver a train onto Sodor. He still griped at goods work and the like, but to his credit, he always did these jobs and did them well. And without his influence, Daisy turned over a new leaf. While she deservedly took pride in running her commuter services, she refrained from any sort of gloating. During peak tourist season, she would help out on the Farquhar branch. While there, she apologized to the others, and under Toby's tutelage, she learned many things, including how to handle troublesome livestock. I don't really have anything to say about Salty other than he continues to be an invaluable member of our branch. And as for Derek, I'm pleased to say the men at Crovanscape were able to fix him. He no longer suffered from overheating or any of the other defects that afflicted his class. His experience and new lease on life inspired him to join the Fire and Rescue Service. Ever since, he's attended the scenes of accidents and helped keep the line in good nick. His tireless efforts went a long way towards eradicating any lingering anti-diesel sentiments. To this day, I don't know what they did to mend him. All I know is those techniques would be applied to help the next chap to arrive on Sodor. But that is a story for another day.
Burko, my G. Probably my favourite episode of this season, I'm not gonna lie. I just had so much fun with... No, literally, I'm out of breath because I was laughing so much. We need a bit of fun once in a while. And again, the writing was really good as well. Oh, Jesus. Well, despite everything that's going on in the world, especially at the moment, that's really, really cheered me up. I'm not gonna lie, that's really, really cheered me up. Again, I love this series, man. I freaking love this series. I'm so... Because I know, the last episode is... I'm going to be reacting to the last episode next week, but I will make it a premiere. I will make it, special and everything, so I'll certainly make a big deal out of it. But, because you guys have shown so much support for this series, I'm not going to lie, it's ridiculous. And it's so freaking worth it. One... as I mentioned, it's an incredible series, and two, I just have so much fun with it. I just have so much fun doing these having coming on pressing record and just turning on this kind of reacting personality, which I just absolutely love, which I absolutely love about this series. And and obviously with Stories of Sodor, case of Stories of Sodor, I get to have my lovely dog, react alongside me. But definitely we'll try and get her into more reactions for my other series that I do. But in terms of final thoughts for that episode, so I think the humor is top notch. This is the funniest episode of Stories of Sodor, hands down. Just with how clever the humor is, because we're just the perfect mix of just karma and use of running jokes. The humor was perfect in this episode, I swear. And again, introduced us some interesting new characters. I find it so inspiring that Derek's actually joined the Fire and Rescue Service at the end. I find that so sweet. Who else? Daisy's arc is kind of copy paste from the original book, but at the same time that's not necessarily a bad thing, because she's got a very dynamic arc, and I think also specifying that she got that arc from somewhere. She got that arc. She got that horrible personality from someone else. So Francis was we need a good antagonist once in a while. It's someone who's purely antagonistic ever so once in a while, to be honest. Granted, that's not necessarily how, and I like his justification at the end, this railway isn't for me. So but no, yeah, overall, probably my favourite episode of season 4. We've still got one left, but favourite episode so far, definitely. Just in terms of just how much fun I had reacting to it. Honestly. But But yeah, so I'll see you guys next week for the next stories of soda reaction, and hopefully, like I said, this is cheer me up. Like we're going through, like especially if you're European, we're going through a very difficult time at the moment, and hopefully this has done some part to cheering you guys up. Like, do let me know if it has. Drop the video a like if you enjoy. Subscribe to the channel too if you enjoy this kind of content. And this is Little Al speaking. I will see you guys next time. Cheerio, guys.